everybody to another episode of Go Little Garage. On tonight's episode we have the McLaren Senna GTR. This is kit 42123. This is a Technics kit. Obviously it came out in January of 2021. Ages 10 plus. There are 830 pieces and still available retail as of this video. If you are a LEGO VIP member and you get it from lego.com, you will get 325 points for this. And don't forget to use our link in the description to get it from lego.com and support us. We're going to be building this McLaren Senna GTR starting now.
giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
All right, that is the McLaren Senna GTR. Took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. Actually, no, that's right about how I thought it would be. I love the car. It would have been cooler to have suspension. The model started off great. I was really excited. I was having a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool and clever things that they were doing, like the little engine that moves, the little pushes up the little cylinders. That's different than the other engines, like in the Dom's Charger. It was clever. It was really clever. It was creative. I enjoyed it. And then as the build went on, there was just certain parts that just didn't make sense. Like I really struggled getting the windshield frame corner mounts on. I didn't even try to do it the way that they wanted me to do in back here because I knew that that wasn't going to happen. So I just pulled the piece off and did it my own way. The model itself is great. It was really solid at first, and then it started to kind of get a little like there's some pieces that are just kind of barely, they're just kind of flimsy because they have to make it look right. This back diffuser even popped off while I was building it. I mean, overall, it's a pretty good model. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think I would have rathered a rigid model rather than opening doors because when they close, there's a lot of open space and they're flimsy. Kind of seeing a trend with these models is that they start off well and then towards the end they just kind of go haywire and start to not make sense. Like they forgot to write instructions for some stuff and then they just put it in later. These corner pieces for the windshield, that should have been a long time before. And then you could have added these long flexible pieces at the end when you needed to. You didn't have to add these other pieces at the very end, and I had to take the fender off to get this one to actually attach. There was some other stuff like up in the front. There was a couple pieces they didn't need to wait. They could have been put on in bag number 1 in section number 1, but they were put on like at the end of bag number 2. Stuff like that, it's frustrating. Like, why weren't these earlier? There's no reason for them not to be earlier. They don't get in the way of anything. They're not out of sequence for the build. It's just, they just waited. It's like they forgot like they added a piece later for aesthetic purposes. So these stickers here, you put this bottom sticker on long before you put the top sticker on. So you're kind of guessing whether you're gonna line them up or not. And then it has you put the top sticker on before you attach this piece. And I didn't do that because I wanted the design to line up, because the two stickers make one design. So stuff like that in the instructions, that's bad in my eyes. That's a no-no. At first it was really solid, and I was really impressed on some of the clever things that they did. Like in the back here, this isn't even straight. This back part here, it actually cants a little bit just to give it a little bit more clearance for the other stuff. I don't know why it actually does that, but I mean, I don't know why they needed to do that, but it's kind of cool how they designed it to actually do that. But there's other things in here that are just flimsy. Like these here, these are held on by just one piece. These GTR side pieces, they're held on by one piece, and I don't like that. Like they could have made it a little bit more rigid. There's other pieces available that could have made that a little bit better. But on the pro side, I wanted to mention, I do like how they use the soft pieces to accent and to continue the line and not to make the line, like the bodywork. The rubber piece here smoothed out the blue hard surface, but the blue panel actually made the line. I really like that. Same in the back here. I mean, this rubber piece could have probably been straight across, but it's kind of cool that it's bowed a little bit because it's more realistic. Things like that, where it's not just an add-on, it's actually part of it, but it's also adding to the lines. It's not, I mean, I don't know how to say that any better. It's not creating the line, it's adding to the line. It's an accent. It's to smooth out the rigid Technic look of it. And I like that. I think they did really well with that. The front end got kind of chonky. It's kind of cool, but it got a little messy with some of the pieces. I don't know how I would have done it any better, but I think somebody paid to be a Lego engineer could have done it a little bit better. Overall, I think they did really well on this, except for the doors. It's clever. I get the McLaren, you know, their doors open differently, and that's kind of a cool feature, but it also, there's only one attach point, and that made them really flimsy, and there's nothing on the top here. They could have put a blue smooth piece up here, kind of like this smooth piece, but like the flat ones. They could have put a blue piece across that just to kind of smooth that out. I like the silkscreen graphics. I wish that a lot more of the graphics were silkscreened on rather than stickers, and I don't know why they did 2 silkscreen pieces and all the rest 150,000 stickers. Age accuracy, 10 plus Technic model. I'd like to meet the 10-year-old that doesn't get frustrated with this, because I was getting frustrated with it, and I'm, you know, somewhat of an adult. There was a couple pieces that should have been reordered because it made it really hard to actually build and get the pieces in there. Like these here, and then when putting these together, there's a little L bracket. The clip should have been put in the L bracket rather than in the panel. This one took a while, but it was fun, but it was starting to get not fun towards the end. There were some pieces that started to be hard to put on because the model was so built up. As I was going, and I was elated at how fun this model was, and I love McLaren. I love McLaren cars. I love the McLaren F1 team. That's my team, Go Lando. I love Senna with the 12 on here, but it got to be not fun the further it went on. I mean, 3 hours is a long time to build a single model, but also it got frustrating with little pieces that should have been in different places. You do get a lot of model for your money. This is more complex and takes a little bit more time than that Shelby Cobra. You have more to do. It's more model than the Cobra. That is the McLaren Senna GTR, the Technic version, not to be confused with the Speed Champions McLaren Senna. If you're a McLaren fan like I am and you want this kit, we'll put the link in the description. Pick it up there. You pick it up from lego.com. Remember to sign up for your VIP so you get points. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends, because we will be giving this away at 1,000 subscribers. So don't forget to like and subscribe so we can give this away when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.